Now at 6:30.
I'm asking you to defend our very dangerous southern border.
Stuck on the wall. President Trump says the State of the Union is strong, but shows no signs of backing off his demands for a border wall.
Our spring-like temperatures are over as we head back toward normal, when parts of the state will see this wintry mix.
Julian Edelman and the Patriots putting a wrap on their 6th Super Bowl celebration. Plus some fans providing a push when an ambulance gets stuck.
And a former Red Sox star hoping his home in Weston will soon be gone.
This is 7 News Today in New England.
All right, it's 6:31 on your Wednesday morning, and we're starting with this live, beautiful shot. You see the city there, beautiful with the sun starting to come over the horizon there. Thanks for being with us on this Wednesday morning. I'm Amaka Ubaka.
And I'm Chris Anderson. It was like a poetic picture there, right?
Oh, gorgeous.
It's a zen-like moment. All right, so the weather yesterday, absolutely gorgeous for the parade, though we're getting back to the seasonal swing, Chris.
Yeah, can't keep those record highs running long here in New England, and we had 65 degrees yesterday, back to more seasonable levels today, smidge above it, but 34 in Boston right now, not too tough to take in February. 29 in Worcester, gorgeous sunrise, a lot of sunshine this morning. We'll watch the clouds fill on in later on this afternoon and into this evening. Right around 7 p.m., between 7 and 9 p.m., we start to watch some freezing rain, sleet, and even some rain breaking out across southern New England. Winter weather advisory in effect. Not so much for snow, but it's more about the sleet and the freezing rain, creating some slick spots this evening and overnight tonight. There's a storm system off to the west. It's going to be sliding on in. And as mentioned before, between about 7 and 9 p.m., see the expansion of the pinks showing up here in southern New England. That's where you're going to get your freezing rain and sleet, especially away from the coastline through midnight tonight. This will continue into early tomorrow morning. More on the 7-day forecast ahead.
All right, time now for Fast Track Traffic on this Wednesday morning. How's it looking out there, Elena?
Amaka, good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is starting to slow down out on the roadways. A live look, Route 1 southbound. You can see the brake lights are starting just near the big cactus. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's also slowing down, too, on the Pike, and now there's a crash in Natick near the exit to Route 30. Of course, it's in the eastbound lane. Things are going to be heavy there. The expressway busy, too. South of here, we're seeing delays on 24, both southbound and northbound. Southbound lane crash investigation ongoing. Started at around 2 o'clock this morning. This all happening near the exit to Route 106 in West Bridgewater. Now reports of a new crash coming in that northbound side, and also reports of a possible fire to one of those cars. Once we have more details on that, I'll bring it to you. Your drive time at the moment on the expressway about 25, 15 on the Pike, 20 on 93. Taking the trains, they're on time.
President Trump delivering the State of the Union address last night. The president touching on a number of different topics, reiterating also that there needs to be funding for that wall on the southern border of the country in order to avoid another government shutdown.
Congress has 10 days left to pass a bill that will fund our government, protect our homeland, and secure our very dangerous southern border.
President Trump also talked about the economic success of the country since taking office 2 years ago and called on Congress to work together. Former Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams delivered the Democratic response to the State of the Union address, blaming the president for causing the government shutdown and blaming Republicans in Congress for not doing more to help people who are poor and disadvantaged. 7's Dan Housley is going to stay in Washington this week. You can catch his live reports from our nation's capital right here on 7 News.
All right, now to the day's top stories on your Wednesday morning. Police are investigating after a pedestrian was hit by a car in West Roxbury. Police say that it happened Tuesday afternoon at the intersection of Center and Hastings Streets. The victim was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. And a driver making a smashing entrance into a variety store in Mansfield. Take a look at this. The car driving up and over the sidewalk and halfway into the store. Front window stopping inches away from the cash register inside. It all happened on Tuesday afternoon. Now, the driver was not seriously hurt, but officials say that a store employee does have minor injuries.
On 7 News now, a community coming together, helping more than 24 people in Townsend. They were forced to seek shelter after a big fire. And 7's Kim Lucy's live this morning in Townsend with more on how everyone's coming together, Kim, to help out those families affected.
That's right, Chris. Dozens of people here without a home following this fire. Take a look at this apartment building here behind me. There are 24 units in this building when it was destroyed. The fire chief tells us 21 of them occupied at the time. Now the community coming together to help them out. A fierce firefight in Townsend calling dozens of crews to this apartment complex and sending families out into the cold.
I saw like the smoke. I ran out. My grandma heard the alarm, and like we were like looking, and then we heard one of my grandma's friends scream, "Fire, fire!" And then we ran out, and then the smoke was coming right behind us.
Fire chief says everyone got out okay, but this was a tough fire to get out. He says it started in a first-floor apartment around 6:30 Monday night, but moved up all 3 floors, eventually causing the roof to collapse.
Yeah, tough fire. It was really smoky. The guys couldn't see anything. Fire was in a wall, so it's hard to find it.
Now nobody can return to the 24-unit building. 21 of those apartments were occupied.
Pretty sure all of our stuff's damaged at this point.
The Red Cross says they're helping 11 of the families, providing them shelter, health, and financial services. Those who escaped the fires say they're just grateful nobody was hurt.
Gracias a Dios estamos todo bien, que lo que se perdió fue lo material. She said, thank God that everybody's safe, but only the materials everybody can find, so it's fine.
Yes, everybody is safe, but a United Way giving page has been set up to help get those families back on their feet. Now, as far as to what sparked those flames, that remains under investigation. Well, I'm in Townsend this morning. Kim Lucy, 7 News Today, New England.
Mayor Marty Walsh is being credited with a roadside save. Take a look. Boston Fire says the mayor was heading home from the Patriots parade on Tuesday when he pulled over on the side of 93 to help a stranger whose car was on fire. You can see him there on the right side of your screen. Boston Fire was able to put out those flames. Mayor Walsh taking to Twitter about the ordeal, writing, "Right place at the right time. Thank you, Boston Fire. I'm glad everyone got home safe."
More news now on the Super Bowl celebration where the mayor was watching from the top of City Hall, and some Patriots fans ready for a rescue themselves, proving that they were able to provide a big push at a rolling rally to get that ambulance rolling, quite literally. Members of Patriots Nation responded to the call.
Coming together to help get an ambulance out of the mud on Boston Common, 7's John Coco is live with more. John.
Yeah, Amaka, if you want to know what Boston sports fans are all about, it's this right here, helping out that ambulance stuck in the mud. Patriots fans on a drive of their own, helping free an ambulance stuck in the mud on the Boston Common.
Gotta love Boston. Whoa! The ambulance was trying to get through and people weren't clearing originally, and then they cleared a path for it. People were jumping on it, pushing it to get it through.
Kylie McLaughlin, along with her mom and friend, were in the massive crowd there to see the victory parade. And then they saw the EMTs struggling to move the ambulance.
It was really stuck. It was completely stuck. And I mean, there had to have been thousands of people on the side, people just like us clearing and walking away and literally helping it get through.
But the thick mud was no match for the City of Champions, willing to jump in and help. Let's go!
It's a very eye-opening thing, especially for teenagers and kids to see that there are people in the world that are willing to help and respect other people.
And Boston EMS sent out a tweet thanking everyone, saying, you know, sometimes even first responders need a helping hand. That's the latest live here in Boston. John Coco, 7 News Today, New England.
Happening today, students and staff at UMass Boston are expected to protest a price hike for parking on campus. A picket line is expected around 7 o'clock this morning at the West Garage on University Drive West. Protesters plan to rally around noon. So all daily parking fees at UMass Boston were originally $6, and there were cost-saving multi-use passes. So now administrators have raised the price to $15 a day on campus and $9 for the Bayside satellite lot on Mount Vernon Street. Also happening today, Governor Charlie Baker will be in Washington, D.C. He will take part in a congressional committee hearing on climate change. Governor Baker will talk about how climate change impacts communities, natural resources, as well as the economy.
Hey, it's just about 6:40 on your Wednesday. Still ahead on the news station. Big Poppy, well, apparently he's getting rid of his big home in Weston, putting it up for sale with a pretty big price tag. We'll take you on an inside tour of this home.
And the Patriots sharing their celebration, taking to social media to post some parade pics.
Then new at 7, going all emoji, some of the new additions you'll get to see later this year.
A New Jersey mom taking matters into her own hands when she found herself all alone and in labor.
And cramped quarters, a little boy recovering after he had to be rescued after he somehow crawled into this prize game machine toy thingamajiggy. He's okay. We'll tell you what happened when we come back.
Fans lining up early on a warm winter day, getting a spot wherever they could. Every kind of creative sign taking over, all while the Pats flag flew high, with a crew atop the Hancock to make sure it didn't get tangled during the parade.
Best seats in the house. I mean, you get to look down on Copley Square, and I mean, it's great.
Fans and players agree.
Hell no, it'll never get old. I want a couple more of these.
It definitely does not get old after the send-off rally and the parade yesterday. How could it? That's the latest live here in Boston. John Coco, 7 News, Today New England.
And for a full look at the Super Bowl celebration, just go to our website at WHDH.com. You'll find all sorts of photos and videos from all the fun along the parade route.
Now at 6, police are investigating a dangerous drive in West Roxbury. Officers say that a pedestrian was hit Tuesday at the intersection of Center and Hastings Streets. They say that the victim suffered life-threatening injuries. Police have not said if the driver will face any charges. The witnesses say the driver was complaining about the sun and that she may have been blinded by it while going through that intersection.
A driver makes a smashing entrance into a variety store in Mansfield. The car driving up over the sidewalk and then halfway into the storefront window, stopping just inches away. We'll go inside in a moment from the cash register. Look how close it was. Happened Tuesday afternoon. The driver wasn't seriously injured, but officials say a store employee did suffer some minor injuries.
Also this morning, the State Gaming Commission is set to meet with a major move on the agenda.
It's going to be the committee's first meeting with a new chair in charge, and 7's Matt Rascone is live with details on what kind of changes we could see. Matt.
Yeah, the new head takes over at a pivotal moment. It's just months after the previous chairman's resignation, and as the State Gaming Commission continues to investigate Wynn Resorts.
I'm really looking forward to
a new chair takes the helm at the Massachusetts State Gaming Commission today. Governor Charlie Baker appointed Kathy Judd Stein to lead the commission in January, months after Stephen Crosby's controversial exit. Crosby resigned as chair in September over charges of bias in the commission's investigation into Wynn Resorts, which is building a casino in Everett. Crosby denied the accusations but said he didn't want to compromise the investigation.
I don't know if it's appropriate to thank you.
For months, the 5-member Gaming Commission has been investigating how Wynn Resorts handled the accusations of sexual misconduct against founder and former CEO Steve Wynn, who has denied those allegations. The outcome could impact the company's gambling license as construction continues on its new Encore Boston Harbor Resort. Among other positions, incoming chair Judd Stein has served as deputy chief legal counsel in the governor's office since 2015 and as a legal advisor to 5 Massachusetts governors. The commission meets downtown Boston today at 10 a.m. Reporting live in Boston, Matt Rascone, 7 News, Today New England.
All right, 6:12 is your time. There's so much more still ahead on 7 News Today New England, including a Rough River rescue, firefighters taking a dog dive when this animal breaks through the ice.
And a course correction for Facebook, how you can now delete messages from the public, but you've got to act fast.
And a community comes together, how they're pitching in to help families forced out of their homes by this huge fire.
Back to seasonable levels temperature-wise today, but it's dry during the day. Tonight, though, we track some ice and rain. What to expect in the forecast ahead.